Why, hello, and welcome to the PHP. I'm Booker. He's Madonna. My God, you're blonde. How are you?
I'm blonde and
I like
fabulous.
it. It looks good. You're fabulous. It looks nice. I like it.
Thank you. I needed a change, and this literally has brightened my mood. It's
Really?
out of my head. Yes.
All right. That's
So
cool.
I'm feeling good and excited for today's show, especially because there are some polarizing topics that will divide our viewers and listeners. We're going to be talking about Gwen Stefani's wedding scandal.
Really?
Yes, Team Britney at war, plus Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn, exploiting her. Wendy Williams is the worst. Concerning Demi Lovato news and much more. But first, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Great teases there.
You're going on vacation this week, right?
I am. I'm so excited. I'm just going to go visit some friends on the East Coast. So yeah, we've got a house and a bunch of friends that I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen my friends in, a couple of years, like most people. So I'm excited to see them and their kids and everything else.
How mysterious. You're not saying where.
New Jersey, Jersey Shore. I mean, I'm bouncing around.
You're going to the Jersey Shore?
Mm-hmm. Long Beach Island. Yeah.
I've never been to the Jersey Shore. I would like to go someday.
Oh, wow. It's fun. Yeah, it's really nice. There's a lot of beautiful beaches in New Jersey. Sure.
And are you going by yourself or with your girlfriend?
With my girlfriend.
Oh, lovely. I'm sure she could use the break as well. Is she going to be working while on vacation or
no? She's off as well. Yeah.
How wonderful.
She'll work. She can't stop herself. She's like you.
I know. Although I'm trying to make changes. I'll save that for my personal video. But first, I have a question for our viewers and listeners. We were approached about possibly doing merch. Is that something you guys would want? And if so, what kind of merch would you want? Like just a logo, our faces, a saying? Call us or tweet us or leave us messages on Instagram and let us know your thoughts. Now, before we get into Britney Spears, do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it could be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. And I just have to give myself a little pat on the back because I think I've finally got everything figured out now. Last week, when we were doing this, we were doing the side-by-side view and you were on the left and it triggered my OCD. It just drove me crazy because I feel like I should be on the left when people are looking. And now it's me on the left and I feel much better about this show.
I didn't watch, but I agree. I like to be on the right myself. I like to sleep on the right side of the bed. I'm a right person myself. I'm right-handed. I'm all about it. So good. I'm glad you fixed it.
It was like watching it back. It was like, I could not watch it with ease. Oh my God. Anyways, all good. Let's get into it.
Okay.
So first story, kind of a continuation of what we spoke about last week, which is Britney Spears' sister, Jamie Lynn. I believe that she loves her sister, but I also mentioned that there is a credibility issue when Jamie Lynn spoke up in these videos on her Instagram story saying that she has only ever served in the role as her sister or only wants to serve in that role, but that's not an accurate statement. She did profit in the past off of her sister's estate. And breaking news, it was just announced that Britney's sister is releasing a book. I'm assuming it's a memoir, and it's called I Must Confess, a reference to her sister's song, arguably her most famous song, Hit Me Baby One More Time. Is that another way that Britney's family is exploiting her. Like, Jamie Lynn had her own career. She could have mentioned something about Zoe 101 in the title or whatever. But to name her book after a lyric in one of her sister's most famous songs, I'm sorry, that rubs me the wrong way.
Okay, well, let me start with this. You're someone that has some fame. How many members of your family are on the payroll?
My mom and my sister, yes.
Exactly. Okay. I don't think that's that odd to start with.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just making that point. No, just making it crystal clear.
I never had issue with that. My issue was with her lack of transparency when she spoke out.
When she spoke out, she said, and if you want to read the quote again, you had to correct yourself to get it right. She said that at this point, she only has interest in being her sister. She loves her sister. She doesn't really want anything to do with them. That's all. Fine. And that's fine.
Let's go with that. Okay. She only has interest in being her sister. And now she's exploiting her sister by naming her memoir, I Must Confess.
I got to be honest with you. When you said that, I had no idea what you were talking about with Hit Me Baby One More Time.
And I did not confess.
Oh God! So she used the word. I must confess. She wants to tell her story now. Yeah, but it's okay. Listen to your point.
But she's telling her story using her sister.
Well, I mean, you got to use the cards you're dealt, right? Now,
it just does not jive. She says she only wants to be her sister, and then now she's exploiting. There's no other way. Exploiting for financial gain. Exploiting for financial gain.
That is the most subtle exploitation ever.
It's not subtle. What do you? Any Britney fan on the world knows.
Okay, first of all, I wouldn't be getting her book because I'm a Britney fan. I'd be getting her book because I'm a Jamie Lynn fan. Okay,
no way.
Britney fan. Okay,
Britney
that's
fans
what I'm saying to you.
I
mean, Britney fans, you're going to go that deep into your wallet to get something that her sister. First of all, who's buying this? Who's buying this book? I just because it's a line in a song. Big deal. Is she exploiting her sister? Yeah, but she is who she is. Okay, like if that is why she has notoriety, it's her life as well.
But it's not. It's not. She had notoriety because she was a Nickelodeon star, and then
nobody knows who she is.
And then a select group of people, a generation of kids that grew up watching that show, and then she also had a bunch of notoriety because she was a teen.
You're proving my point. You're proving my point. So she wants to tell that story. She can't because she's Britney Spears' sister. But are you just hung up on the title?
I'm hung up on the title. I'm not hung up on her telling her story.
The title is, come on, I didn't even get it. I'm telling you, until you sang the lyric, I didn't even get it. And so what? It's a nod to her sister. Her sister's her sister. She's going to be a part of the book. It is. You can't help what your surroundings are.
All right, okay.
Let me ask you a better question. Am I exploiting Ben and Jen when I tell a story about sitting at a blackjack table? I'm on this show. I've established this show. We've talked about, it's part of my life as well. I didn't really say anything. Nothing was telling. Am I exploiting that relationship for gain? Some would say yes, and I couldn't argue with them.
You can't even compare the two because Britney Spears, as you have said, is going through things. I don't think Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are going through a really turbulent time right now.
Well,
Britney is. And this memoir is coming out in less than 6 months. So
that tells me it's been done for quite some time. So look, when has Britney not been going through something? She's just that big of a juggernaut star. She always has been going. This story is a decade old. It really is, right? The conservatorship, her
13 years.
So we're talking all of the Instagram posts, all of the television show, K-Fed. It's always something. Her sister is a Michael Jackson juggernaut human. So I don't know. I go back to what she's supposed to do.
Listen, I have no issue with this young mother making a decent living for her family. And yes, her sister's story is tied to hers. Make that money. The title rubbed me the wrong way. Like, she could have named it anything. but she named it off of one of her sister's most iconic songs.
I think it's such a subtle nod, and her sister
She
is
didn't even
part
need
of her.
to.
So
It was not necessary.
Big deal. Move on.
All right, whatever. Those Britney fans are still going cuckoo.
You said it, not me.
Analyzing and over-analyzing everything. Like even this one photo that Britney posted, recently, where she was like naked and you only saw her back. They're like, oh my God, her back tattoo is gone. Where's her back tattoo? And then she released a statement on another Instagram post that she edited out the back tattoo because she just wanted to see what it would look like, edited it out. She wanted to see what it would look like clean, Anyways, there have been a lot of changes to Britney Inc., Britney's World since our last show. Mm-hmm. And not everything is as it seems.
Well, I've been pitching that since we started talking about this.
But you're usually of the school of thought. Well, maybe not. Let me ask you
Explain.
this.
Let's see where we're going here.
Britney Spears' manager has resigned. Her longtime manager of 25 years, Larry Rudolph. He released a statement explaining his decision. Mm-hmm. You're, I would think, the kind of person that would take him at face value. No?
I don't know him. So I would take his statement at face value. Sure. So let's go with that. Let's start there.
I'm not taking him at face value. I don't believe him.
Well, you're a shady bitch.
No, I'm not. I just know more things than you do. So let me read to you the reasoning why Larry Rudolph claims he is leaving Britney's world. He says, quote, "It has been over 2.5 years since Britney and I last communicated, at which time she informed me she wanted to take an indefinite work hiatus. Earlier today, I became aware that Britney had been voicing her intention to officially retire. As you know, I have never been a part of the conservatorship nor its operations, so I'm not privy to many of these details. I was originally hired at Britney's request to help manage and assist her with her career. And as her manager, I believe it is in Britney's best interest for me to resign from her team as my professional services are no longer needed." Here's where I call BS. Well, first of all, Larry Rudolph is very wealthy. In addition to working with Britney, he's worked with other artists, and I think he's currently managing Aerosmith or in some capacity working with them. He also does other business ventures, has other business ventures. He doesn't need all of the headaches that come with this. He doesn't need the drama.
Right. He doesn't need to be asked constantly. He doesn't need to be probed and
not even that. It's like next level. He doesn't need the death threats. He doesn't need the.
That's a good point. Yeah. He's like, look, I want to take myself out of this. I'm just her manager. I have nothing to do with any of this other crap. And he probably just got sick and tired of it. Like,
things escalated after Britney herself made allegations directly against him in her court statement, her court testimony. Mm-hmm. And by the way, there is going to be another court hearing this Wednesday, this Thursday, this week. Oh my God, it's coming up any day now. So next week's show, we'll see what happened. Hopefully, like a miracle. Hopefully, Britney will finally be free because that's what she wants. We'll see. But let me explain to you something. There are dead artists whose careers need managing, like Elvis Presley or Selena Quintanilla. Even if Britney were to retire, somebody still needs to manage the career. Even if she retires from performing, recording, doing media, all of that, he could have stayed on in that role, but said, opportunity costs. This can make me more money, but by making more money, it comes with all this other baggage and all this other stuff that I don't want to deal with. So that happened. And I think I might have said he was a shady bitch. Her lawyer, Britney's lawyer for the last 13 years, Sam Ingham, has also resigned. Still technically her lawyer, though, I think because of the way that the law works, like a new lawyer hasn't been appointed yet.
But he petitioned the court to be released from his duties as lawyer, and it doesn't take place until that happens, right?
Exactly. So he's still her lawyer. And I'm thrilled about this because based on what she said, I don't believe that he's informed her well enough about all of her rights. I don't think he's advocated enough for her wants and needs and desires. And it seems like maybe, hopefully, Britney will finally be able to get a better lawyer or a good lawyer or a lawyer of her own choosing. Her mother, Lynn Spears, has filed paperwork advocating for that to happen, wanting Britney to be able to choose her own lawyer, which I'm in favor of. I mean,
well, TMZ did report, and I guess you're going to bury that lead, that he was miffed and very, very upset, according to reports, that
she
Britney
said that she
Britney
said that he didn't tell her that she could end the conservatorship.
Okay. And that's the one thing I didn't believe. Now, by the way, I'm not saying that's true either, because in the, in the Booker School of Bullshit, on page 1 of that Booker's book of bullshit, page 1, article 1, sentence 1, paragraph 1, it states in the book of bullshit, if there's money attached to anything that you say, I smell bullshit. So I'm not going to let that run for, I'm not going to say, haha, I think a lot of people are thinking I'm going to say, aha, I told you so. I just said, let's explore the possibility that maybe she was told and didn't understand. Now, he is claiming that is the case. Now, that didn't come from him listening to this podcast. It was just me deducting that from, it could have been that. And it still may as well have been that. And I just wanted to make sure you included that in today's show.
Well, good. I'm glad he's fed up with that, and I'm glad he's leaving. Bye, bitch. But there's still so much more Britney. It's just I don't want to use that word anymore. Insane. It's just kind of overwhelming. There was this. We didn't get to this last week. There was this article that was written by Ronan Farrow and a co-author about the last 13 years. And I think that it is the closest depiction to the truth that we're probably going to get, unless Britney herself decides to speak and be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I don't think she needs to be 100%. She doesn't need to tell.
Let me correct that
everything.
sentence. I don't think she needs to be 100% honest. I think there needs to be more transparency because of everything that's unraveled and the fans and the death threats and this and that. That's my whole problem with the whole thing. I think a lot of people are pissed at me because they're saying, I don't believe Britney. Let me rephrase that. I don't believe we've heard the whole story from Britney. That's what I'd like to say. And maybe there's a difference there, because I think a lot of people have called that have mental illness, and they're saying that I said this. And I'm like, I didn't say any of that. As a matter of fact, I said, I don't even know she has mental illness. All I've ever said was, we'll go back to week one. No.
You said you think she has severe mental illness.
No, I didn't. Wrong.
I believe
I would hang up on you right now. Perez, come on, 500 times. You know what I said? I don't know. I said that 500 times.
But you said it's obviously, you said you don't know, but you do think she has something, and it's...
No, I said that I think there's something going on, if you'd like to quote me. Now, that doesn't mean that it's mental illness. She could be she could be Michael Jackson. She's just peculiar, And by the way, I don't know, I'm not comparing her to another artist or Kanye or anything else. I think a bunch of people said that as well. I don't know is what I keep saying. And people are calling and they're making all these outlandish things. They're building bridges upon things that I've said. Well, that means this. It means that. No, it fucking doesn't. It means I don't know what she's going through. And if you have some sort of mental illness and you're going through that, great. That is your story. Okay. All I'm saying is I don't think I've heard the whole story about this topic. When it comes to mental illness, matter of fact, I know she can work. She's able to work. I've seen it with my two. What do I always say? Go buy a t-shirt. I bought two at her concert that I watched her perform. I'm certain she could work. Okay. Like I've never, ever said that if you have any sort of thing going on that has to do with mental illness, that you can't work. The Disability Act says that you can fucking work. Okay. Forget what you think I'm saying. I know all this stuff. Stop building those bridges because you have something going on. All I'm saying is I don't know what's going on with Britney. I just don't believe I've been told the whole story.
Okay. Well, one of the things in that Ronan Farrow story that surprised me, which I don't know if it will upset the Free Britney hardcore supporters, is it detailed more than once what they claim to be her past drug use. And I mean, detailed. They said she used to do Molly, ecstasy. She used to do cocaine. She used to do weed and all, I, in the past, have reported that and talked about it. Like, do y'all remember her first wedding in Vegas when she married her childhood friend, Jason Alexander? Reportedly, allegedly, that was because she was rolling on ecstasy. And I love you, I love you, I love you. Let's get married. Having said that,
that's not a reason to be
exactly.
In a
that's what I
exactly.
Having said that, because she did drugs in the past doesn't mean that she needs to be put in this conservatorship. But even more shocking to me than that was some of the allegations against her father, like that he would body shame her, calling her fat. He would slut shame her, just the way that he treated her, and some things that I didn't know about Jamie Spears' past, like his relationship with alcohol, that he was abusive, according to the report to the wife, Lynn Spears.
His alleged past, by the way, the things you didn't know about his alleged past.
Well, I said according to the report.
You did after the fact in the next sentence. I'm just cleaning it up, just in case, pal. I don't want you to get sued. No, that's all.
All of it is according to this article. Okay.
Because you said the things I didn't know, and now that you know what I'm saying.
Yes, it's all according. Everything I've said thus far, and I will say after.
Wanted to clean it up, making sure.
Only an idiot would think I'm just saying. It's all based on this article. Anyways.
Have you ever been to court? Yes, you have. And it's a lot of idiots. Okay.
All right. Anyways, also, like the day before her court hearing last month, according to this report, Britney called 911. She was claiming conservatorship abuse, and she was that unwell, that scared, that I don't know what she was feeling, but there's a big update.
So does that mean she's unwell? Because maybe she was reporting the truth. I mean, it doesn't mean she was unwell. I mean,
no, she's unwell with the situation.
Oh, meaning, with the situation.
Yeah.
I thought you meant.
No, not unwell. Just that she's unwell with the situation, that she's so unhappy, that she's so abused, that she's so, traumatized, that she called 911 the day before she was supposed to be in court. The current conservator of Britney's body, the one that oversees, all medical things, Jody Montgomery, claims, and this is, are we going to believe this or not? Jody Montgomery claims that she spoke to Britney as recently as a couple of days ago, and that Britney said she asked Jody Montgomery to continue to serve. But things are...
there's something else going on here.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're looking at it like the lesser of two evils.
I'm looking at it as there's so many contradictions.
I know. Yes, I agree with that. It's bizarre.
From Britney. Even if we're talking about her own posts, guys, I'm okay. Everything's fine. In court, I'm not okay. I'm being abused. I'm trapped. There's just something, I just wish there was a clearer story. And I just think that's where all of the anger, that's where the venom, that's where the misguided thoughts of these Free Britney people are coming from. because there's so many contradictions. You know, everybody cites one example. When you pull back the lens and you look at everything, if you look at that even report, and you're reminded of some of the alleged, quote, whatever, drug use or this and that and the other thing, there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of miles on that 13-year, let's say 20 years of Britney Inc., if you will, that we don't know or maybe have forgotten. So I don't know. I just don't think there's a lot of transparency here.
And there's a lot of infighting now. Britney's father in court is fighting against Jody Montgomery in many ways, blaming Jody Montgomery for a lot of the issues that have taken place. Jody Montgomery, like I said, I didn't mention, but is staying on in this role for the time being and has been doing this for a couple of years now. And she, like Larry Rudolph and Jamie Lynn Spears and Jamie, they're all feeling the heat. She's afraid for her safety. She's asking for round-the-clock security. And Britney's dad does not want this. Britney's dad says, no, I don't think it's reasonable. You don't need round-the-clock security to Jody Montgomery. So
to fight Twitter trolls? I mean, because that's what, I mean, look, I guess you could get someone that's completely deranged and off their rocker to come chase her down, but who the fuck is she? Like, nobody knows who she is.
Listen, there's a difference between a regular celebrity getting a Twitter troll and, here's like a little exclusive. Like, there was this one dude who kept paying for me to do these things on Cameo calls. And he was like live chatting with me on Cameo and just not talking nonstop about Taylor Swift, but in a really creepy, scary way. So I let Taylor's team know, hey, you might want to keep an eye on this dude. Maybe add him to like the
You dark.
No, it was really concerning. Like, true, like, oh my God, this dude is scaring me. So Britney is the type of pop star.
Has the type of fans, yeah. I mean, look, if you go back to, John Lennon's fan killed him. I mean, there's that American Idol kid, fan killed her. I mean, there's a long trail of craziness in pop stars. Selena, look, I mean, that was a fan and someone that she let in, killed her. I mean, I get it. I mean, you got to be careful, but, putting that on Britney's camp, that seems like a lot. But on the other hand, this person didn't sign up for this bullshit either. This person signed up to be a lawyer or a conservator and had, when
social worker.
When being educated to do this or learning how to do this, the idea of you would one day be doing this for the biggest fucking pop star or pop story in a decade, one of the biggest on the planet, is probably far-fetched. So there's a little bit of that as well. But continue, because I heard the dollar amount and I about fell off my chair. Well, I was like, you know what? For that kind of money, I'll do it.
I don't think it's that unreasonable, actually. No? It's $50,000 a month for round-the-clock security.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, it is, but Britney and the estate have a lot of money. So we're going to move on. One last little Britney tidbit before we get to Gwen and Blake and drama there. Paris Hilton spoke out about what Britney said in court. And I think it was very classy of her taking the higher road and trying to reframe what Britney said, but based on exactly, it's like we all heard what Britney said. I'll read it, but Paris is saying, yeah, that's what she said, but she didn't mean that. So what Britney said in court was, to be honest with you, the Paris Hilton story on what they did to her to that school, I didn't believe any of it. I'm sorry, I'm an outsider, and I'll just be honest, I didn't believe it. And maybe I'm wrong, and that's why I didn't want to say any of this to anybody, to the public, because I thought people would make fun of me or laugh at me and say, she's lying, she's got everything, she's Britney Spears. I mean, it's pretty clear what Britney said, but Paris chose to believe that Britney meant something else. Perez said she meant when she saw it, she couldn't believe it.
That's what I thought when I had read it. I didn't even take it. I don't know. I kind of just scrambled that myself. I think a lot of people, including some of our listeners, are very literal. And I think some people are kind of missing that. I understood what Britney was saying. I didn't think she was saying I didn't believe Paris Hilton. She's just saying I'm watching a show like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. That's what she was saying. I don't know.
I believed her because she said it more than once. She said, I didn't believe it twice.
Well,
I didn't believe any of it. I didn't believe it.
I mean, that's what I mean. I just think it's a way of listening. I think a lot of people are guilty of being bad listeners.
No, I'm literal. I'm a literal.
You are very literal. And you distributed earlier. You said that I believe that that's something that I've never said. I would never say that. I think a lot of people take a situation and they apply their meaning to it, and then they're off to the races with it. We have a lot of callers that do that. And I'm sure I could find 9 examples if we dig far enough of people saying, well, you're saying this and it means that. Like, no, it doesn't. It means I said what I said about what I was talking about. And I'm not talking about you with mental illness. I'm talking about Britney Spears. And I'm not even saying she has mental illness. It's just people want to hear what they want to hear. And when you unscramble what Britney had said, I kind of got what she was saying. Like, I couldn't believe it myself. So I just think it's I just think the whole country in general, we're full of people that are really, really, really bad at listening.
Well, I loved Paris's response, and
that was nice. That was cool. And it is the high road, and it's the nice thing to say, even if it's not true. Yeah. It's the nice thing to say.
All right. Whether you own or rent, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at geico.com. Easy. Not easy is planning a wedding and executing it, because it comes with a lot of expectations and sometimes disappointments. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton got married. We knew that. They got married in Oklahoma. Blake built this ginormous house for them there in the middle of nowhere. Boring. I mean, I don't know.
Come on. I saw that house. I was dripping with envy, dripping it was like on a river or on a lake or on something. It's this big old property.
The house just looked so out of place. It looked like a Calabasas house.
But you know what I found? I don't know why I find this funny. I have no idea, but they have all the money in the world. But just seeing the air conditioners lined up on the right that you could see visibly, it just seemed a little, white trashy to me, which I enjoyed.
Anyways,
they weren't hidden.
I don't know. I don't want to, I haven't been to that many weddings, but a 40-person wedding, that is, I wouldn't say it's a small wedding, but it's not a big wedding either, but it's not like small. 40 people, it's like, it's like enough people are there, but noticeably absent from Gwen and Blake's wedding were her No Doubt bandmates. None of them were there. And let us just take Tony out of the equation, because yes, they used to date. And for whatever archaic reason, maybe you might think Blake doesn't want Gwen's ex-boyfriend there, or she doesn't want her ex-boyfriend there. They could understand that. They could have a little conversation about it. They don't go. But Tom Dumont and Adrian Young, why were they not there? They're like family. They were a band for 25 since the late 80s. Actually, I think they were a band. And
it is odd, but if you think about the pandemic world that we've been in and the people that you've been around, I think a lot of people's circles have shrunk. And I think it also has to do with this is something you wanted to do, and people have a finite amount of vacation right now. And you have like, I'm going to go see my friends. Look, I like the Jersey Shore, nothing against the Jersey Shore. But I'd rather go to fucking Hawaii. Okay. My girlfriend and I would rather go to Mexico. I can give you a list of 47,000 fucking places that I'd rather go. But, you have to say, I haven't seen my friend's kids. This is my best friend. He lost a parent. I had to say, I have to go. But honestly, I didn't want to, because it's just, there's other breaks that we need. So I think asking people to take their time off at this point when the whole world's trying to catch up and fly to wherever is just hard.
But okay. So I have insider information that they were not even invited. Okay. Like, you can ask and they don't have to go. You don't have to attend.
Yeah.
But they weren't even invited. And to me, that just, I don't know. It was sad.
Look, I'm with you. I don't know if it's sad. I find it to be odd, but I'm sure there was a conversation on the phone.
There was no conversation. I have confirmed this.
Really?
Yes. Oh, well,
Did any people that he has toured with, his bandmates or anybody like that, were they at the wedding? That's a good question. Like, was it just really close? Didn't Carson Daly officiate or something like that?
He did. I mean, and it could have been just the guys. They could have been like, listen, no plus ones. Then you kind of like twist their arms. Like, what do you mean no plus ones? Then you give them an easy way to say no, but at least you invited them, Yeah. Like, you say, listen, you can come, but it's going to be real small. So we can't do any plus ones.
All right. I'm not going to fight you on this. You're right. It's odd.
Anyways,
it's odd. You're right.
I don't know if odd is the right way to describe this. Sad is more appropriate. Wendy Williams has a TV show and she shares her opinion. And sometimes her opinion is just so wrong and so cruel and hurtful. It's like, God, it reminds me of like old me. And listen, sometimes my opinion still might be.
You've said some crude fucking things on this show.
Okay.
So have I.
But what Wendy Williams just did is like next level low.
Let's hear it.
So there was this TikTok creator who had over 2 million followers. She was gonna get into this story. And before she got into the story, how she started it? She's like, does anybody here know who this guy is? Does anybody know who Swavey is? And like nobody in the audience knows who he is. And she's like, yeah, I don't know who he is. And like annoyed almost that she was doing the story. Then why are you doing the story? It's not a stupid story. Why are you doing the story if like you don't want to do it? It's your show. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, yeah, I'm not even on TikTok, but I've got more followers than him on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. And then she like turns to his photo and she goes, yeah, and he's dead. He was murdered.
Wow. Jesus. Cold as ice.
Cold, callous, disrespectful, cruel to the family. That 19-year-old's family. Like,
she said so much in that clip. She says, I'm fucking old. I'm completely out of touch. I'm only doing this because one of my producers says I need to cater to this audience. It's your show, isn't it? If you don't want to fucking talk about it, don't talk. Like there's things on this show. It's fun because we're two people. I could say, well, I don't know that person. Sell me the story. Like if you're going to follow all those thoughts up with a story, great. But to follow it up with, oh yeah, this person here on this picture, fucking dead. Like, come on, man.
It's the worst intro. It's just,
yeah, that's shitty.
And like, I don't believe anybody should be canceled. I don't believe in cancellation, but I do believe in calling it out and saying, hey, you did that. That's real shitty.
Yeah, but you know what? Viewers, she relies on viewers, right? If you think that's shitty, turn the channel.
Well, I don't watch.
There's my fucking, right, there you go. I don't watch either. So, I always say this. I don't give a fuck what anybody says on their show. I don't care. If I don't like it, I just don't listen or watch. That's it.
I'm a very consistent person. And, I do what I want and I don't really care if other people don't like it. For example, I read this article that Megyn Kelly got a new show on Sirius and I congratulated her. And some people are like, why are you congratulating Megyn Kelly? She's awful. She got fired for blackface and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because I respect the hustle, because congratulations are in order for this. Like Candace Owens is somebody that I do not like at all. And if she were to get a show, I'd be like, congratulations to you, Candace Owens, even though I think you're X, Y, and Z, whatever. I also think Bill Cosby is awful. And Bill Cosby, Perez Adamas predicted all of this, okay? Bill Cosby is out of jail. And now his team has announced that he is working on a docuseries and wants to go on a stand-up comedy tour. And like I said, there will be people that will see him. And if he does small venues, it will probably sell out.
I don't know.
You don't think I guarantee you it's going to sell out. If he does if he does a venue in Los Angeles.
Define small. Comedy
like
clubs.
The Wiltern in Los Angeles. The Wiltern's like an 800 seater, I think.
I got to say more than that. No, like 1,500, I would say, right?
I don't know. All right,
maybe. I don't know. You could be right. I don't know.
Fine.
That's not a lot of people, and we're a big city. So, yeah, he'd probably sell that out. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking grand scale. Look, we could sell out the Wiltern. Okay. So
I don't think we can.
I think we could. I think we could sell out the Wiltern.
No way.
For $2 a ticket, we're going to do a show. I'll bet you we could sell out the Wiltern.
That would require so much promotion.
Yeah, I'm very tired. I don't have time for this bullshit.
Anyways, would you guys go see Bill Cosby on tour? That's a stupid question. Of course,
yeah. Fuck that. Would you guys come see us on tour? That's the better question.
Yeah, that would be fun. 800-721-1185. Speaking of problematic men, Chris Brown has been sued by a former housekeeper who claims that he was negligent after she was attacked by one of his dogs. That after the attack or during the attack, he didn't go offer her help. She needed help. She was screaming and crying for help, and he did nothing. And then after the attack stopped, somebody called 911, but also he had somebody take his dogs away from the house. She claims that she suffered serious damage. The dog bit her in her face, in her arms, in her body. She's suffered mental damage. Her husband has suffered damages as a result of it. Loss of ability to have love and companionship from his wife due to the accident. And
all right.
Chris Brown just does not treat the women in his life well.
Well, according to somebody that's looking for money.
Well, and Rihanna.
Well, there's that point.
The women in his life. Well,
you know what? That's a good point. Never mind.
And
I was just thinking about her. I actually wasn't thinking about the other. I wouldn't even say accusations. The other things that he's done.
And there was 2 weeks ago, I think I talked about it on the podcast. There was also an accusation of him assaulting a woman at his house. So,
Jesus.
Yeah. In other wacky news, Donald Trump, the Apprentice alum, is suing Facebook, Twitter, and Google because they own YouTube. And Donald Trump has been kicked off of YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. He held a press conference, which actually I'm really happy. The press conference didn't even get the fact that he is suing them. That got some news. But I didn't even see any clips from the press conference.
Yeah. He's just doubling down on this whole fake news, everything. And they won't let me, they, for those dumb idiots that follow him. That's all this is. I mean, first of all, he's going to lose.
Yeah, obviously.
It says right in the thing that you sign.
Have to agree to their terms of service.
Not even that. The line that says we can take you down at any time for no reason whenever we feel like it. It may as well say, go fuck yourself. This is our platform. If we don't want you on it, we're going to kick you off. Just write that instead, because that's the platform. That's that should be their freaking credo. I mean, come on. It's so stupid, but he's just doing it to, expand that narrative. Go ahead, knock yourself out. You got plenty of fucking dummies that'll believe you.
The suit calls for the court to order an immediate halt to social media companies' illegal, shameful censorship of the American people. We're demanding an end to the shadow banning, a stop to the silencing and a stop to the blacklisting, banishing, and canceling that you know so well. Yeah. And he says that if it could happen to him, that it could happen to anybody.
Yeah. Well, Perez was kicked off TikTok. I mean, he whined like a little bitch there for, a few weeks, but look at him. Now he's over it. It's fine. You'll live, Donnie.
I thought about suing TikTok, but and
you came to your senses.
Yeah, just because I don't have Donald Trump money, even though he doesn't even have as much money as he would like us to believe. Right. It would just be a waste of money. I would lose that lawsuit.
Yeah. Did you see the picture of his kid? His kid's 6'7" now, man. It's so funny because I just think of Barron as that little kid at the inauguration when you first watched, and he's basically falling asleep back there, and he looked like just this little kid, right? And then I see a picture of him yesterday. I'm like, the kid's 6'7". He could dunk. I mean, he's huge, big kid.
He is very, very tall.
Listen up, my fam, because I'm gonna tell you the secret to traveling the world and never paying full price ever again. People are paying too much for flights, and the booking process is confusing. Airfare is constantly changing, and it's hard to know if a listed price is really the best deal. Flight prices go up and down by hundreds of dollars, even in the same day, so you could pay a totally different price than the person next to you for the exact same flight. However, Scott's Cheap Flights helps travelers get the best price every single time. They combine the most sophisticated technology with a team of flight experts to monitor thousands of routes on major airlines all day, every day. When prices drop, they will send you, their members, an email alert quickly, so they never miss an amazing deal. Deals like Europe for less than $300, Hawaii for less than $200, Japan for less than $300. And those are round-trip airfare tickets on quality airlines with one stop or less. At Scott's Cheap Flights, they won't send deals they wouldn't take themselves, and they don't take those kickbacks from airlines. Their only goal is to send their members great deals. So, join for free at scottscheapflights.com/Perez and never overpay for flights again. It's join for free at scottscheapflights.com/Perez.
Well, speaking of athletes, not that Barron Trump will be one.
That's true.
An update on Sha'Carri Richardson, that runner that tested positive for marijuana. People were upset at me because some of her old tweets resurfaced and I shared some of them. Like, I'm pretty consistent when...
Do I troll consistently?
No, no. Do I think she should be canceled because of her old tweets? No.
Okay. It's like saying, no,
there's
a field on fire. You show up with a gas can, and that's like saying, do I think you should take this gas and pour it on the field?
No, it's
the same thing.
It's not that, like, for example, when that now former editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue was hired, some of her old tweets went viral as well. But I specifically said, I don't think she should be fired over this.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was decided that she will not compete at all in the Olympics. They were holding out hope that she might compete in one of the relays, but they decided not to pick her, and that's lame. That's lame. And hopefully, the rules change as a result of all of this.
Yeah.
All right. It seems like everybody has a podcast now. It's such a crowded space. Every single one of our viewers and listeners, we're so thankful for you. Idris Elba, the actor, he's not even Latino, but I was giving him the Latino name.
I was wondering why you doubled down on the Idris.
How do you pronounce his name?
Idris Elba.
Elba. All right. It's a Spanish name. I don't know. It just sounds like a Spanish name to me. Anyways, he's got a new podcast that he's doing with his wife. And I kind of like it when celebrities have podcasts, because when you do enough talking, the real you comes out.
It's true.
And I don't know if I like this Idris Elba.
Really?
Oh yeah. The podcast that they have is about relationships. It's called Coupledom.
Mm-hmm.
And he revealed that when he first started to date his now wife, he said that, she could leave if she couldn't handle his tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
Idris says, Sabrina and I, very early in our relationship, I was very stressed. So I had these massive anger tantrums that were like explosions. She was like, "Who are you?" I was always the first to say, "Hey, if you're not happy, leave, move." It was kind of like a male instinct. Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you something, Idris Elba. If you were not Idris Elba, she would have left. Like, there's a reason she stayed with you.
Well, I just think it's dangerous when you let too much of yourself out, and it becomes harder to suspend disbelief when you're sitting in that chair watching whatever that person stars in, because at some point, everything you've done and said on another platform, it will bleed into the character in your mind somehow. I just, if I was a manager, it'd be one of the first things I would tell my clients, like,
mystery, be like Adele.
Yeah, I think Matt Damon got himself in trouble talking about that because someone was talking about being gay, and I think that he was like, I don't think, any part of your sexuality, I wouldn't, go on and talk about it because people may see you in that light now, and he got in a lot of trouble for saying that. But I mean, I just think there's something to mystery and not knowing everything about somebody. I think it's easier to suspend disbelief, and you need that as an actor. So,
anyways, whatever. I don't think he's matured that much, to be honest. He went on to say, Sabrina and I both have strong personalities, and typically it's Sabrina who says, "Look, I don't want to fight. I've been getting better at it recently, but when I do it, I get nothing back. When she does it, I go, thank you. We're newly business partners, but we're also newlyweds." Oh, anyways, that's what she said. He said,
his wife wants to be in the business somehow, and he's being a good husband and, playing along and using his celebrity. This is going to end up biting him in the ass, because exactly what you just said, you don't like him now. There's an aspect that you're thinking, now I got a little bit of a negative taste in my mouth because of something that's on this show, which you never would have had before, and there's a fucking point to this. There really is.
Yeah. All right. On to Demi Lovato. I mean,
there's always a pause after you say her name.
Their name. Demi's name.
Oh, here we go again. Okay. Their name. Fine.
Demi's name. Just say Demi. I do know that we have viewers and listeners who have for a long time managed their addictions and are living sober lives and have gone through various recovery programs and recovery. I have not gone through recovery, and I'm not sober, and those are not issues that I deal with, except for my food addiction and my work addiction and those things, which are real for me. From my understanding, it's not advised for people that are trying.
Just tell us what she did. I mean, you're doctoring this up. Just give us the story.
From my understanding, it's not advised that people be hanging out at bars or clubs if they've had alcohol issues. And she's had alcohol issues and drug issues. And I saw a photo of Demi a couple of days ago at a club. Granted, she's not sober. As we know, she's California sober, which, she claims that means she drinks and she smokes weed. And that's one thing. But then going to the club, I don't know. Is that a good look? Is that a good thing? I don't know. That's a big red. That's concerning to me.
Well, stop being concerned. You're not her fucking mother, okay? If she's going to go out, she's going to go out. You're a young person. Young people go out. She's going to be around people that drink, smoke, use. They're around her 24/7. They're always going to be. It's Los Angeles. She's in the business. She has to figure out a way to deal with it. Hopefully she does. End of story.
Well, as I've said before, I hope things don't end the way that, they might if her addictions get the best of her. Speaking of Demi Lovato, the best of them.
I'm just happy you fucked up too.
Yeah. Speaking of Demi Lovato, Demi might have a new partner, a new girlfriend. This has been rumored for a while, and it looks like they maybe just went public.
So is it a menage a trois when she's in a relationship with one person because it's plural?
Oh God, that's stupid. You're stupid.
No, it's not. Why is it fucking stupid? Plural. Is it or is it not?
That's my
that implies
yes.
What? Okay. So if it's them and someone else, if we're going with proper English here,
yeah,
it's at least a menage a trois, right?
That's just like the dumbest joke. Anyways, Demi Lovato.
There's a lot of people that are fucking laughing to that. Okay, come on.
I don't think so.
It's fucking funny because it's true.
It was not funny. That just was.
I'm cracking myself up.
It was dumb. If anything, I'm laughing at how dumb you are.
You snickered. I saw you snickering
because it was so dumb, not because it was funny. Anyways, Demi Lovato and Noah Cyrus have gone public with their reported romance. They were at an event together holding hands. And yes, you know, girls, women, ladies can hold each other's hands and just be, platonic friends. But the two of them have been rumored to be more than
three of them, maybe.
Oh God.
Many of them. When they book the dinner reservation, when they call, they would like a table and they're like there.
All right, enough. You're beating this to death. It's just no. Speaking of demisexual, Andrew Cuomo's daughter has come out as demisexual. And I just wanted to remind everybody of what that means because I'm a very accepting, tolerant person. Mm-hmm. But demisexuality is one of the...
Everybody knows what it is. It's when you have sex and you think about Demi Lovato. Duh.
God, you're on a roll today. God, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I got goofballs.
Demisexuality is one of the stupidest things I've ever read. Demisexuality, a reminder, is when you can only have sex with somebody that you have a emotional connection with. Isn't that called like being old school? That's just like being old school. Like usually
everything has to have a name now, though, Perez.
It's just so stupid.
It's the internet. It's a new generation of thinking.
Anyways, more couples news. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Zendaya are official. I think that they were dated a long time ago and then they broke up and now it seems like they got back together.
I didn't know they'd broken up. I knew they were together when they were doing the show. We found that out at the end of the only season, I guess. But yeah, okay, cool. Well, I saw him sucking face in a car. Yeah, that looked hot.
She dated her co-star for a while there on the Euphoria show, Jacob Elordi.
I thought that's who we were talking about.
No, Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
Oh, now my mind's
the short
blown.
British guy.
Okay, I thought she was with the dude from the show still. I thought that's who she was making out with. So she's making fun. So she's sucking face with Spider-Man now.
Yes, and they had previously been together. So congrats to them.
So when Spider-Man books a table because he's Spider-Man and he's also Peter.
Stop it.
So is that?
Stop it. Oh God. Anyways, in more news, wacky couples, Sharon Stone, 63 years old, either is dating or using somebody for attention, this 25-year-old rapper. And I'm all for it. Get it. Live your best life.
Yeah.
63. Oh my God. Now I don't know why, but I just pictured myself as 63. That's 20 years from now. That's a long time because I think, I've been doing what I do now for 17 years and it feels really long.
This show feels really long, so let's fucking wrap it up.
Don't you worry, we're wrapping it up. More couples news. Simone Biles has this boyfriend who claims he had no idea who she was, the Olympic gymnast, when they started dating. And I'm just calling BS on that. I don't believe
people don't have televisions. They don't sit around and watch the Olympics either.
I guess, but they have their phones. They know. You'd have to be like completely in your own world to not know who Simone Biles is. Anyways, Olivia Rodrigo has got herself a new boyfriend. Some of her fans are not happy she's dating an older dude. By older, 23. Ooh. She's 18. He's 23. It's not like super. I don't think it's creepy.
No.
And
there was always the chick in high school that dated the dude that was like in college, and it's normal.
And also, I did not know this, but I assumed that Megan Fox was a lot older than Machine Gun Kelly, but she's only 4 years older than him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in his 30s.
Well, he's been around for like a decade trying to make this music thing happen. So,
well, he finally made it. Congratulations to him. And she's calling everybody out who criticizes their age difference. Because if there was a guy dating somebody 4 years younger, there'd be no big deal. All is good with the Kardashians. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are still in love. So in love that she's posting unphotoshopped pictures of herself.
Of her ass.
Yes. You saw that? Oh, you saw that.
That found its way to me. Shocking.
How did that find its way to you?
Instagram and their algorithms, they know I'm a perv.
Really? So do you follow her on Instagram?
No. I think it's just a story. I think it was everywhere. I kind of feel like my girlfriend even posted it for her show. So I kind of feel like that picture was everywhere. I couldn't miss it.
And Kanye and Kim are doing well. He apparently helped her with her new makeup rebrand. So nice to see him still caring for his soon-to-be ex-wife. Nice. Also, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are said to be doing well as well. They were in the Hamptons together, and Jennifer and Ben are fully committed to spending the rest of their lives together.
I think they both should be fully committed.
Gigi Hadid, Zayn Malik's baby mama, pleaded with both paparazzi, well, not even both, three people, pleaded with paparazzi, the media, and fans to not publish any unblurred photos of their baby. And that made me think, should we change the laws here?
Who gives a fuck? Babies look like babies. Like anybody gives a shit. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna change their face and look in a week. Like who cares? Babies are babies. I mean, who gives a shit? Like so what? Someone sees your baby. Like you're gonna walk around and go, "Ha! I know that baby." Who gives a shit? It's just a waste of time.
I definitely think that if the parents don't want the kid in a magazine, then the magazine shouldn't be able to publish their kid's face.
Yeah, I think there's something to that somewhere in there, but we're getting carried away.
I'm not. I don't think we're getting carried away. What do you guys think? 800-721-1185. Booker clearly does not have children.
No.
Some music news. Billie Eilish released a new song called NDA. I do not care for it at all. I wouldn't say I hate it, but I don't know. She's very hit or miss. Like some of them, they're like, it's for her, with me and her, it's either like a home run or a strikeout. There's not like anywhere in between, which I kind of think is cool. Like, she's trying different things. This one just didn't work for me. Okay. You listened to it, right?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think it's interesting, and I think it's a grower for me. I think I'm going to hear it a few more times. Like I listened to it like 3 times last night, and there were things that kind of caught on the second and third time. So I don't know. We'll see.
Halsey released her new album cover, and it's a recreation of this old painting where she's the virgin and the child and her boob is hanging out.
Nice.
And let me see if it's still up, actually. Like, this did upset me. Like, I believe that social media companies should treat everybody the same. And if a normal person were to
like post,
if a normal woman were to post this artistic photo with her entire boob hanging out, that photo would get removed from Instagram. But Halsey did it and it wasn't removed. That doesn't seem fair to me. Instagram's rule is no nudity. Unless you're breastfeeding, then you can show that, but breasts toplessness is not allowed on Instagram, and they
You're
allow
being
it.
a prude. If a pop star wants to show some titty, I want to look at it. So just let me see it. And
I
then some
love
of your
it.
other titties, I don't want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I love all titties. Let's free the titty. Fuck free Britney. Let's free titty.
I loved the photo. It was an iconic image. The issue I have is not with Halsey. The issue I have is with Instagram. I think it's lame.
Well,
anyway,
send them a tweet.
Some TV news, and then we'll take some calls.
God, let's wrap this fucking show.
We're wrapping it up. It hasn't been that long.
The View doesn't, if there's more stories, The View doesn't stay on over an hour. They say, we'll get back to this tomorrow. We can get back to this next week.
Well, we've been recording an hour. So we're wrapping it
up.
Show's
over, everybody. Good night.
We're wrapping it up. If you're always looking for new TV shows, apparently this one Netflix show is getting a ton of buzz.
I know what you're talking about already.
Sex Life.
Yeah.
Have you watched it or heard of it?
I haven't watched that yet, but
that seemed like the kind of show that you would watch.
It looks shit-tacular, so I might watch it. But it's like there's a lot like Downton Abbey. I love. There's a soap opera element I love, and there's like Euphoria's Young End, and I love that. It's just got to be done right. Some of them border on such cheese, and this one just looks like total cheese. Like it looks too cheesy for me. My girlfriend will be all about it, me not so much.
That one dude though that everybody's talking about because he shows his penis on it.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, but it did not look real because I saw a photo of it, and like this is one of the biggest penises I've ever seen. Ever. It looks like it's 10 inches. Like it's insane.
I need to see this cock.
Wow. Yeah. All right. A couple of Bachelor news bits. Claire Crawley and Dale Moss are engaged again. Congratulations to them. And Ben Higgins has moved back home to Indiana after having a breakdown over his reality TV fame being ripped away. It's hard. It's hard, like losing.
It's hard going back to Gen Pop after everybody's on your teat because you have some notoriety.
I think it's even harder for the men, right? It's harder for the bachelors because in a way it's easier for the women that are on The Bachelorette and the women
because it's women that watch predominantly and you can brand things easier and there's a bigger pond to get into. If you're a guy, it's not like, I'm going to say, hey, there's a shoe line from Ben Higgins. My first thought is I can't wait not to fucking buy those. So there's no, you know what I mean? It's a hard bridge to build.
Yeah. So I wish him well though. I want everybody to be happy. Even Wendy Williams. Oh my God. There was this woman, Tabitha Brown.
You don't want me to be happy because if you did, you would say, Booker, let's take some fucking calls.
This is it. I'm wrapping it up. I want everybody to be happy. There was this woman, this actress and social media personality named Tabitha Brown, who has not been successful for a long time, but the last couple of years, she's finally found success in her 40s, right? And her husband for like 2 decades now has been an LAPD officer. And now that she's making money, all these years, her husband helped her and supported her dream. Now she's helping her husband retire. And Wendy Williams criticized her for that. And this woman, if you didn't watch it, you have to watch it. She responded to Wendy Williams with love. And saying, Wendy, I'm praying for you. I hope you can heal and all these things. I hope you find love like the one that I have. And it was just amazing. Like it took her down, but with love. So I want even Wendy Williams to do well. And all of our viewers and listeners, let's take some calls.
Thank God.
Hi, I was the caller that called about having a parent, a mother that had bipolar. And you're right, Booker. I shouldn't compare Kanye and Britney because it's like comparing apples to oranges. We have no idea. We do know that Kanye's bipolar because he's publicly talked about that. We don't know with Britney. You're right. I know you've said we don't know a bunch of times, and you're right. We don't know. I think that we can all say all together that the situation is really sad. We only want what's best for her. The other thing that I wanted to mention was Jamie Lynn Spears posted a video and was saying a couple of things like if you want to go to Mars and if you want to have 1 million babies. I think there's a lot of undertones to that. So to me, what I gathered from that is basically, if you want to make your own poor, bad decisions on your own, feel free to go ahead and do that, which further indicates there's problems there. I think we all know there's problems.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to further elaborate. Love the show. Sorry I made the comparison with Kanye. He just is typical bipolar disorder, like a lot of the behavior he has. Love you guys. Thank you. Booker, you probably cut me off by now. Bye.
I did not. So take that. Anything to add to that was a good call. That woman should be in broadcasting, by the way. She has a great voice and an awesome delivery. I could listen to her talk all day long. Here we go.
Hey guys, my name is Lee and I'm calling from the lovely Florida. I just wanted to call about the Britney Spears thing, and I wanted to address something that Booker said when he was taking calls last time, when he was cutting everybody off the minute he didn't agree or didn't like what they were saying.
First of all,
don't cut her off. Don't cut her off.
No. I'm going to definitely cut her off because I didn't. Once again, this is going back to what I said earlier. People hearing what they only fucking want to hear. I did not cut anybody off because I didn't agree. I cut them off because they were misquoting me and saying I said things that I did not say. I'm not going to tolerate that. That's bullshit. Okay. But I'll let her continue. And I'm sure it's going to be fucking aces from here on out.
Oh God.
Booker made the comment, nobody's stealing her money. That's not true. If what she is claiming is true, and people are being paid on her payroll and she's not aware of it, she doesn't want it.
She seems to be making a lot of sense so far. Would you like me to continue or would you like me to cut this off?
Continue.
Listen, if you're in the business, you have representation. You have people that you have to pay, lawyers, agents. Perez has these. I have these. It's part of the business. Okay. You don't call that ripping it off. It's called the price of doing business. But let's continue.
Happening. She's not being totally informed on what's going on, and technically, yes, they are stealing her money. And regardless of whether she's bipolar or, whatever the mental illness is.
Or if they're easy, I can't. I'm done. Sorry.
All right. By the way, I don't have an agent. I would love one. If anybody watching or listening is an agent, hit me up.
Hi, my name's Robin from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yenzer.
I just have to say, numero uno, Perez, I have loved you always, always. I think you're awesome. Chris Booker.
Uh-oh.
Can I tell you, in this polarizing world that we're in, that I love your middle. I love your middle ground. I don't care what anybody says. Somebody's always on the right or they're always on the left, and you're always in the middle. So I just got to tell you, I appreciate you guys. I love listening to you. My only criticism is, why don't you do more than once a week? I can hardly wait till Mondays.
Oh.
Love you guys.
I don't think Booker's in the middle. He's left. He's right of middle, and I'm just left of middle.
See, you missed the boat because I am from the middle. It's even.
You're not the middle, though.
I am.
You're right of the middle.
No, my perspective is still that of that woman that just called. She's from Pittsburgh. These are grounded middle America people with
right
middle
of the
middle America concepts. That's where I grew up. I grew up outside of West Virginia. Then I moved to New York and Los Angeles. I've seen it all, and she's exactly right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you leave a call. That is one of the best calls we've ever received here on the show. I'm trying to find some of the people that were fucking pissed, but
hey guys, this is Sophie calling from Chicago, and I just wanted to briefly comment on the Britney segment. Generally, I do agree with Booker, and I do think that social media and the internet jumps to conclusions very easily and forms these hard opinions without having very many facts. But I did want to comment that it was very difficult as a woman to hear Booker go on and on about, I don't know, regarding Britney's testimony about her IUD and how she's forced to continue with contraception that she doesn't want. This country has a horrible history of forced sterilization against women, particularly women of color and women with mental diseases and mental health issues. And I don't think that, if Britney is bipolar or schizophrenic or whatever she is, or if she's anything, if she has any sort of mental health issue, that justifies forcibly continuing a contraceptive that she very clearly has vocalized that she doesn't want. And I very, very much doubt that her testimony to the court was the first time she's ever expressed that out loud. So it was very difficult as a woman to hear a straight white male talk that way about a forced IUD. And I sincerely hope that Booker takes, 10 seconds to really think about why he has that opinion. And
I'll go ahead and stop. I think she's gone on. That's not my opinion. I'm saying I don't know why she would. I'll be very transparent and honest. It seems very odd to me. It seems very weird that that would be forced. And out of everything that she said, that's the most alarming thing to me. That's crazy alarming if that is factual. I think my whole point was I don't know if we're hearing the whole story, because could there be another reason? Is there another explanation? Is it because of the drugs that you take that a doctor pointed out that you shouldn't get pregnant? My whole point with that was I don't know. So if it came across any other way, or that I wouldn't fight for your rights, I don't know if you've listened to this fucking show before, but here's my opinion on women's rights with their body. I have no fucking opinion. It's your goddamn decision, not mine. Okay. And I've said that 10,000 fucking times. I have no right to say anything. I think it's ridiculous that men do. I agree with you that men have way too much power, way too much say, and they lean on fucking religion and all this other bullshit for their fucking reasoning and this and power. Fuck them. I'm not on that train. I've never been on that train. And if you think that about me, you have never listened to this fucking show, because I do not think that. I just am confused as probably a lot of people listening, why you'd hear that.
I think, well, here's why. When talking about Britney repeatedly over the last few weeks, I think a lot of people perceive that you're not demonstrating a lot of compassion. I think. Okay. You come across as cold, or just fair. Not cold, but just lacking in compassion.
Fair. Well, I think it stems from our earlier conversation in the show, and maybe I should... first of all, I apologize if that's what your thought of what I'm saying. That's not my intention. It really isn't. I'm not trying to be cold. I'm trying to be, quote, in the middle, as the caller prior said, and try to see every side of every story from every angle. If that comes off as cold, I apologize. I'm not trying to be cold. But I will say that we addressed it earlier in the show. I just don't think that I've seen the whole picture. I've been told the whole picture, and that may lead to coldness. I don't intend it to be, but I still stand by the fact I have no idea what the fuck's going on. That's it.
All right. That's a good way to end things.
Okay. We can end it. There's probably more people to bitch at me. I mean,
all right. Well, we could keep taking some calls. I'm fine with that too.
I have to go. It's the next day already. All
right. Thank you guys for watching and listening. You can call us at 800-721-1185. You can share the link to the audio podcast with your friends at perezpodcast.com, or tell them to watch on my @Perez Hilton YouTube channel. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Toodaloo.